Hi everyone, it's Kunihiro. Thank you for coming back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make Oyakodon. Oyakodon is a Japanese rice bowl dish made by simmering chicken, egg, and onions in sweet soy-based broth, then served on top of steamed rice. It's very delicious and easy to make, so let me show you how to make it. So these are today's ingredients. By the way, today's recipe is for 2 to 3 people. So I have half onion, 2 green onions, 4 large eggs, 600 grams of bone-in chicken thighs, and 40 milliliters of sake. I'm using this sake during chicken preparation. And when making oyakodon, I recommend using thigh meat because it's the most tender and flavorful part of a chicken. And for the broth, I have 120 milliliters of dashi, 120 milliliters of mirin, and 60 milliliters of soy sauce. If you don't have time to make dashi from scratch, you can use instant dashi powder. In that case, you need 120 milliliters of water and a half teaspoon of instant dashi powder. And please make sure to take eggs out of the fridge 20 minutes before cooking and bring them back to room temperature. Those eggs will cook faster in the broth and become very fluffy. I forgot to show you, but you need steamed rice since oyakodon is a rice bowl dish. So please start cooking rice before anything. Alright, let me start with the chicken preparation. The first thing I do is debone the chicken. First, please identify where the bone is. Then make initial incisions at the center of the bone to expose it. Then detach the meat from the left side of the bone by making shallow cuts with the tip of your knife. Please make sure to run the knife along the bone. At this time, I'm slightly pressing the blade against the bone. And once this much bone is exposed, rotate the chicken and do the same to the other side. Carefully detach the meat from the left side of the bone with the tip of your knife. Then slide the blade along the bone while pressing against it. And once this much bone is exposed, slide the blade underneath the bone and detach one end. Now stand the bone up and cut and disconnect another end of the bone. And you'll always find a cartilage here, so please cut it off. And make sure there are no small bones left. Please remove blood lines if you find them. And finally, cut off excess skin. Okay, that's it. So that's how I debone and clean up a chicken thigh. And after cleaning all the chicken, cut them into bite-sized pieces. Please don't cut them too small at this time, because the chicken will shrink a little once cooked. After cutting all the chicken into bite-sized pieces, pour 40 milliliters of sake over the chicken and rub it in gently. And let it rest for 20 minutes. The chicken will absorb sake and the alcohol contained in sake will soften the meat and reduce the chicken smell. So while waiting for the chicken, let's prepare other ingredients. First, please cut the onion lengthwise. The thickness is about 5 millimeters. Then separate the layers so that they will cook faster in the broth. Okay, onions done. The next one is green onions. Cut off the end first and cut it diagonally. By cutting this way, you can give your Oyakodon a more authentic look. Green onions, done. Okay, the next one is eggs. First, break all the eggs into a bowl. Then beat the eggs with chopsticks. But at this time, please don't mix it too much. Okay, this much. As you can see, egg white and yolk are not completely mixed. But this is perfect. This egg will give the final product a beautiful color gradation, also different textures and flavors. Alright, 20 minutes have passed, so I'm back to the chicken. Please get some paper towels and dry the chicken. In the next step, we'll grill this chicken until it gets brown. But if the chicken is wet, you can't brown it nicely. So it's very important to remove excess moisture at this time. Right, the chicken is done. Now that we are done with all the preparations, let's start cooking. By the way, I'm using an 11.5 inch pan. This is a good size for cooking Oyakodon for 2 to 3 people. However, if you wanna cook only for one person, I recommend an 8 inch pan. In that case, please prepare half the ingredients of today's recipe. First, please add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil to the frying pan. And put all the chicken pieces on the skin side facing down in the frying pan. Then turn the heat to low, grilling the chicken slowly until the skin becomes golden brown. This way, you can bring the best flavor out of the chicken. Also, the chicken will not shrink much and stay tender by grilling slowly. After cooking for a few minutes, once you start to hear the sizzling sound, please press the chicken pieces against the frying pan. It helps brown the skin evenly. And wipe off excess oil with a paper towel from time to time to keep the oil from splattering. It's been 8 minutes. Please check how much the skin's cooked once. It's getting there, but not enough. So let me cook for 2 more minutes. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. Let me check again. It looks great. The skin became golden brown. So let me take it out and put it aside. At this stage, we don't cook the chicken entirely. At this point, the chicken is 80% cooked, and we will cook the remaining 20% in a later step. Once you remove all the chicken, please turn off the heat once. Now your chicken should look like this. Brown on the skin side and the other side is uncooked. Next, please wipe off excess oil with a paper towel. But don't wash the pan, because lots of chicken's umami is still in it. We don't want to waste it. Okay, this much is good. Now put sliced onion in the pan. Please make sure to spread them out like this. Then add dashi, mirin, and soy sauce. If you are using instant dashi powder, please add water and dashi powder at this time. Then turn on the heat to medium and bring it to a boil. Please make sure to submerge all the onion slices in the broth so that they will cook evenly. After cooking the onion in the broth for 4 minutes, turn the heat to low. Then add the chicken pieces into the frying pan. Please don't waste the chicken juice left on the plate. At this point, make sure the uncooked side of the chicken is facing down. And we are going to simmer it for 2 minutes until the chicken is fully cooked. It's after 2 minutes of simmering. The chicken is now fully cooked. Now add green onions. Always add green onion at the end, because they cook very fast. And turn up the heat to medium. And less than 1 minute later, when it starts boiling like this, we are adding eggs. So first, we are adding 2/3 of the beaten eggs. Try to make a circle when you're adding it. This much. And let it cook on medium heat for 30 seconds. 30 seconds later, when the egg sets a little, please turn down the heat to low. By cooking on low heat, the egg becomes very fluffy. And give it a light mix like this. That's it. Then you don't have to touch it anymore. Just let it cook for a minute. If the frying pan is not heated evenly, you can move it around. And 1 minute later, when the egg sets this much, we are adding remaining beaten egg into the pan. By adding a second layer of egg, it becomes even more fluffy. Plus, you can enjoy different textures of the egg when eating it. And we are going to simmer it for 1 more minute. This time, you don't have to touch it at all. All you have to do is move the frying pan around and make sure the egg is heated evenly. And 1 minute later, please turn off the heat and let it rest for 1 minute to let the flavors blend. And it's done. The remaining heat will cook the egg a little more, so please turn off the heat a little before your preferred doneness. Now, let's complete Oyakodon. First, get a big bowl of steamed rice. Then scoop this out with a spatula carefully. And put it over the rice. I highly recommend using a spatula so that you won't mess up the beautiful appearance of the egg. And in the end, scoop some broth with a spoon and pour it over Oyakodon. And your Oyakodon is done. Soft and fluffy egg and brown on the chicken make your Oyakodon look very appetizing. Alright, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. So if you did, please hit the like button and leave a comment below. And don't forget to try my recipe at home. I guarantee you can surprise your friends and family with this Oyakodon. So, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye bye. じゃあ、いただきます。美味しい。